In this demonstration, we'll take a look at how to perform safety checks using a program called Seatbelt. Seatbelt is a program from the GhostPack suite that can be used to perform a number of security checks on a system. For example, you can use it to check the antivirus software status. You can check to see if AppLocker is blocking any applications, and you can use it to view the audit policies on a system. You can also use it to view the auto-run settings on a system and enumerate browser history and bookmarks of that system. These are just a few examples of information about a system that can be extracted using Seatbelt, but keep in mind there's a ton of information that can be retrieved about a system when you use the Seatbelt program. The different types of information are presented in what we call groups. You can think of these groups as categories of information. For example, there's a Chromium group to view web browser data, or a user group to view user information. Let's take a look at how to use the Seatbelt program. So the first thing we want to do is we're going to use the Seatbelt program all by itself. When I do that, what's going to happen is it's going to display the help for Seatbelt. And within this help, there's a ton of information. So I'll scroll up to the top here. First thing is you'll see the Seatbelt logo. It kind of shows a seatbelt, the left side kind of connecting to the right side of a seatbelt. And then down below that, they show you a list of available commands where the plus sign means that the command can be executed against a remote system. So just to highlight a few things that we can collect here, you can get information on antivirus software, on the app locker. You can view the ARP table of a system if you wanted to. You can review the audit policies, the auto run section of the system registry, so it can retrieve that and report that to you. The history and the bookmarks that are set up within the browser itself, the DNS cache, information on your .NET versions that are running on the system. So Seatbelt uses WMI to collect a lot of this information about a target system. You know, your FileZilla history and configuration files, all kinds of different pieces of information, different IE tabs that are open, your favorites, your URLs, last shutdown time, any group policy objects, local GPOs that are being applied to the system, information about the local users and the local groups and what users are inside those groups. You can also retrieve information on things like PowerShell. So your PowerShell commandlets that have been executed in the PowerShell history. You can get a list of printers and processes from that target system. All kinds of stuff here. We also have information about SCCM. So any SCCM settings that exist on the system. Information about services, UAC settings, also Wi-Fi profile settings, all kinds of different types of information, and then information about WSUS as far as WSUS settings go. So all kinds of information. Now what I like is down below that, the help shows you your different commands that you can use to retrieve data from different groupings. So for instance, if you want everything, you can use seatbelt-group equals all, and that'll run all commands. But if you just want to see the user data, then you would go and do seatbelt-group equals users, and they give you an idea what commands would execute if you go and retrieve the user group. So you'll get all the certificate information on the system. You'll get things like most recently run programs or most recently used programs from that system. You'll get the FileZilla information. You'll get the browser information as well. You'll get map drives, IE favorites and tabs, all kinds of information here, right? So that's all the different types of commands that execute if you just fire off the -group equals user. So they give you that breakdown for each of the different groupings. If you do a seatbelt-group equals system, then it'll go and fire off your antivirus commands. You'll get app locker, the auto runs, you'll get your policy information about that system, all kinds of details, OS information, all kinds of details about the system. If you just want your browser information, right, then you can go with seatbelt-group equals Chromium, and it'll give you your history and your bookmarks and stuff like that. So that's kind of the idea, being able to read the help and also using the groupings. So I'm going to show some of these groupings here. And the first one, let me do a clear screen here. The first one is I'm going to do a seatbelt-group equals all. Now this will take a few minutes to execute because it does retrieve all the information about the system. So we'll just let that run. It'll take a few minutes and then we'll kind of review some of the output. Okay, so it finished up. Now let's go to the very top. And what I want to do is just highlight some of the information that is displayed here. Okay, so here's me running the command, seatbelt-group equals all. There's our logo. First thing is they give us information about our antivirus software. So it looks like we're using Windows Defender on the system. Down below that, they give us additional information, if they can, about the antivirus software. So it looks like it couldn't retrieve any additional information. And you can see here a little bit of a WMI call that's being executed, but there's no data to retrieve. AppBlocker is the program in Windows that allows you to go and block applications from running. So we can see that AppBlocker is not being used on the system, which means that there is no blacklisting of programs, which is important from a pen tester point of view to be aware of. We can see the ARP table, any addresses that have been resolved recently. We can see per interface, so it looks like we've got some MAC addresses of different IP addresses there for both a 192.168.2 network and a 10 network. So those are live systems on the network, which is important, so I may document that. Underneath that, we have, so this is the auto run section. So they're showing you programs that are set up to run automatically. So it looks like there's only one program on the system that's set to auto run. Again, very important information when assessing the security of a system. We have information about the certificates that exist on the system. So number of different certificates there, certificate thumbprints. Here's where they have our browser history, right? And any bookmarks. So it looks like there's no bookmarks on the system. And then we have some browser history. So you can see here, navigating to, looks like the Hashcat site, that kind of idea. Perfect. So more browser history. Down below that, we have, this is interesting. So it's doing a directory listing of the file system. So it's showing you some different folders and files that exist. So you can kind of navigate through that and get a listing of the different files. So there's some of the programs that I've been using in some of the demos and stuff like that, right? So very interesting. So there's a file listing. There's your .NET versions that are running. All kinds of data or information here that's being retrieved. Environment variables and environment paths. So they'll go through different environment variables here. Those are the paths, but eventually I should see some environment variables. There's the environment variables and what their values are set to. So for instance, there's the OS environment variable and it's set to Windows_NT. So again, just an example of the type of information that's being retrieved here. All kinds. Most recently used, Explorer most recently used, so different files that are used on the system. Firefox and IE settings. Installed software on the system. Looks like Nmap has been installed on the system. Wireshark has been installed on the system. So as you can see, lots of information. As I scroll down through this stuff, we'll also see user information, so users and groups. So I'm just kind of scrolling by all the software stuff. Here's some interesting files that exist on the system, interesting processes that are running, internet settings, last time the system was shut down. These are non-empty local groups. So these, and it shows the members. So the administrators group has these accounts inside of it. So that's important from a security assessment point of view. I can see here that there's a gcleric account in the administrators group. So next I would wonder, is that a valid account in that group? Should that account be in there? Great tool, gives us lots of information to review. So again, it shows all the different groups and who's members of those groups, and then shows our user accounts as well. So there's an administrator account, there's a guest account, there's an Alan account, there's a Marcia account, and so on. So all kinds of information collected. Now, the last thing I want to show you here is that if you didn't want to collect all the information, you could call upon a specific grouping. So for instance, I can do seatbelt space dash group equals, and let's say I want the browser data only, I can call upon the Chromium and it just shows the browser data. So you're not getting as much output. And again, this could be written to a file as well, which is important. So you could output to a file for reporting purposes. So that's our Chromium information. If I want the user data, I can do seatbelt dash group equals user, and that'll just give me the user data. Quite a bit more there for the user data, but we can see our users and we can obtain group information as well, which is all important information. So, and all those groupings are inside the help there, which is very useful. So use the help for seatbelt to guide you in your commands and what commands you want to execute. So in this demonstration, you saw how to perform safety checks on a system using seatbelt.